Well, hi there, folks. This is your host, IG Jester. Welcome back to 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons Basic Rules. Waiting on the Player's Handbook to arrive here in just a few more days, August 19th. So if you're watching this video after 19th, Player's Handbook is out. You can pick it up at any of your local bookstores. So anyways, we're going to be using just the basic rules, but the character creation process for any of the characters is pretty much exactly the same. So we're going to be using these to create us a spellcaster character from scratch. And we're going to try and go through this a little bit quicker. Hopefully watch the last episode, making your first character overview with when we made a fighter, which is a little bit simpler. Basic same process though. I'm going to be using, of course, Roll20 package here to make us a brand new character. We're going to do that. We're going to name this character Val, because she's going to be a female elven cleric. Val Tinder. Val. Val. What's Val's last name? Val, huh? Val. Green something. Green bark. Sure. Val Greenbark. There we go. Save. Alright, so let's go to our character sheet here. So again, same thing. I'm going to assume the DM is giving us a stat points of 27 points to build our characters. Again, that's going to be spending these 27 points on ability scores based upon the charts in the D&D basic overview sheet here. And of course, the higher you put points into, the more points it costs. So you can see 8, 0, 9, 1, 10 is 2, 11 is 3, 12 is 4, 13 is 5, 14 is 7, 15 is 9. So what I think we're going to do is make us a really balanced character this time. We're going to go with this stat array, 13, 13, 13, 12, 12, 12. And then we're going to adjust it slightly. We're going to take one of our 12s and make it an 11. Actually, we're going to do that with two of them so we can get a 13. We're going to make it a 14. So let's get to Wizards. 13. Constitution. She wants to have a high constitution because that's going to matter. Dexterity are going to be the high points of this character. 12, 12, 12. So, you see the difference in our stat array between 13 and going up to a 14 is going to cost us 2 extra points. You can see going down from a 12 to a 10, it's going to give us these 2 points. So we're going to take one of these 12s and make it a 10, and we're actually going to do that to strength. So it gives us 2 points, so we're going to actually increase our intelligence up by 2 points. There we go. So that's a good start. And in fact, I think what I might do is actually adjust another 13 up to a 14. We need 2 more points, so we're going to do the same thing. Drop a 12 down to a 10. And that 12 is going to be... Actually, no, we're not going to do that. So we're going to go right into the race selection here, and this is going to determine what we're going to do based on our race here. So we're going to be an elf. We already decided that. So our dexterity score is going to increase by 2. You can see that. So depending on which sub-race of elf, we have a high elf and we had a wood elf. Each one of these is going to give us a different bonus. This is going to increase our intelligence score by 1. This one is going to increase our wisdom by 1. So you can probably tell which one we're going to choose. We're probably going to choose the high elf because we need the intelligence bonus. But elves give us a dexterity bonus of 2. 13 to 11. Just wondering if... so dexterity bonus is going to go up. We're just going to leave these pretty much... We're going to leave these pretty much the same. Alright. So dexterity plus 2. Bam. That's awesome for us. Actually, nope. Before we make any racial or class or anything adjustments, hang on. I'm going to make one more adjustment here. I'm actually going to take this 13 and make it a 14, which again is going to cost us 2 points. So we're going to have to take one of these 12s and make it a 10. So it's either wisdom or charisma. We're going to take our wisdom down by 2 and bump up our dexterity 1 point. So there we go. Now, I'm done with my stat array. Now I can start adding my racial bonuses in there. You can't do your racial bonuses first and then start adjusting this stuff. So once you get your final scores, that's when you can start adjusting your character. So I shouldn't do that once you've got your final scores. Alright, so now because of our elf, we're going to add 2. You can see that's going to be good for us because our modifier is going to go up. That is really good. Okay, so elf dexterity is 2, blah, blah, blah. Age, alignment, size is going to be medium. That's the important part. The rest of this exact size and stuff is not that important. Speed is 30 feet, so that is all going to be helpful. 30, and we are size up here, medium. There we go. What else does the elf give us? Dark vision. Again, there is, if you missed my introduction to overview of 5th edition, there's no light vision anymore. It's either normal vision or dark vision. So elves have dark vision. Again, 5th edition streamlining everything, making it much easier for new players or even anybody to play 5th edition. Keen senses. You have proficiency in the perception skill. That's important to know. So proficiency in perception. Yep. All right. You have advantage in saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep. So we will go under background, racial traits. There we go. Trance. We don't need to sleep as much as other people, so we'll put that in as well. There we go. Oops. There we go. Oh. Screwed up all of our thing here, didn't it? Remaining semi. Okay. Yes, I guess that makes sense. There we go. So that gives us all of our racial traits in there. Languages, speed, read, and write common, Elvish. That was hard to figure out, wasn't it? Common. Elvish, thank you. We'll get to gender. Well, we know it's a female, so we might as well put that in there now. Age, 158. Height, weight, we'll roll for that later. Eyes, blue hair. Yeah, let's say lavender. Yeah, that sounds interesting, right? Alright. So once we've got our race information, then of course we have our sub-race. We choose High Elves here because our intelligence score is going to be increased by 1, which is going to be great for us because we will then have a bonus from 2 up to a bonus of 3. Yay for us. Yay. We also get proficiencies in that. We get a cantrip, which is going to be awesome. There we go. Alright, so we have have proficiencies in this, that, and the other thing. We will just take that out. Control X, so put that down here in our weapon proficiencies. Cantrip. We know a cantrip of your choice from the wizard. A spell with intelligence is your casting for it. Well, that's going to be good because we're going to get an extra cantrip because we are an elf. Elf. We can speed, read, and write 1 extra language of our choice. So we will say, let's see. Giants, sure. We speak giants. Sounds like a good one. Alright, so that's the bonuses for that. Of course, we wouldn't get any bonuses for Wood Elf. Now, let's go down to the Wizard. Wizard. No. Cleric? No, Wizard. No, Cleric. No, Wizard. No, Cleric. What should we be? Question. Let's look at our character. What should we be, actually? Intelligence. We were going to go with Wizard, so we will do Wizard. I can't remember. I thought I said in the beginning we were going to do a cleric, but oh well. We'll do a wizard. Changing my mind, because that's what I can do. Right? Okay, wizard, where are you? Keep going, keep going. There we are. Okay, here we go. You are on page 29 now. Some information about the wizard, yada yada yada. And you can see right here is all the information we need to know. Cantrips, 3, but we got 1 because we're an elf, so we're going to get 4 cantrips. First level spells, we know 2 first level, or we can cast 2 level spells. We can cast any of our first level spells twice. Basically, it's the best way to put it. Proficiency bonus of 2. Oh, yes, we need to add that into our classes here. Somewhere there's going to be classes, wizard, 1. Oh, there's where we pick class features. I got it. Other class abilities, notes, and feats. Cool. Alright. Well, let's get to it. Class feature. Oh, yes. We only have 1d6 per level. Oh, yeah. Kind of squishy. We do get 6. Because max level, first level, we get 6. I remember back in the day when wizards and sorcerers, and especially wizards, would only get 1d4 points. Way back. Plus their constitution. Oh my gosh. Huh. That's not cool. We only get 7 hit points. Oh my gosh. That's what we're going to have to deal with, I guess. We do have 3 to our initiative. Where are we? First level wizard, yes. Background, we'll get 2. Skills, what else do we get here? Armor proficiency, none. Weapons, daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows. Okay. So because we're an elf, we know all those things, but we also know daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows. So good thing we're an elf, because without those bonuses, we only have these few little weapons. But because we're an elf, we can take a long sword and be proficient in it. Or short sword. Or longbow. Or, I'm sorry, short bow or longbow. Ha. Alright, what else do we have? Intelligence and wisdom is our saving throw proficiencies. So, I just forget what I just said. Intelligence and wisdom. Thank you. Intelligence and wisdom. You can see 5 on intelligence already. That's pretty good. Not too bad, 2, because it's one of our worst stats. Probably should have put our 10 in charisma as opposed to wisdom. That's alright. We'll just leave it the way it is. That's fine. Alright, what else do we got? Choose 2 from Arcane, History, Insight, Investigation, Medicine, and Religion. So, last time I showed you how you kind of combine this with your background, because your background is going to give you some. So the other way to do it is basically choose 2 of these, and then if your background, let's say I choose Arcana and History, and our background gives us History and something else, well then I can just, instead of using History here, I can just choose another one from the list. If that makes sense to you. In fact, that's what we'll do, Arcane and History, and I will show you how this plays out. Arcana, yes. History, yes. Alright, and we did that, we did this. Equipment Quarterstaff or dagger? Quarterstaff or dagger? Weapons. Quarterstaff. Sure, we'll get to the... we'll do these all at the same time. This time may be a little bit easier. A components pouch or an arcane focus. So one of the new things in 5th edition is you get this arcane focus. Let's see where it talks about this. It's basically, think of it as like a rod, a staff, a wand type thing. So instead of needing components to cast certain spells, you can use your wand, your staff, or your rod. Yeah, here it is right here. You can use your arcane focus as a spellcasting focus for your wizard spells, which is listed in page 5 or chapter 5. We'll get to that eventually. So we can either take in a components pouch, which are going to have components for you to use. You know, your bat livers, bat wings, frog slime. You know, all that different stuff, or you can just take an arcane focus. I like arcane focus, so we'll do that. Nice features. Nope, that's not the right thing. I wanted this. Thank you. So we have arcane focus, and we're going to make it I think we'll do a wand, sure. We'll look that up here in a little bit, so we might change it. And we get a Scholar's pack or an Explorer's pack and a spellbook. Right, we'll take a Scholar's pack, sure. We'll get rid of that one. A Scholar's pack. A spellbook. There we go. Alright, let's see what else we get. Spellcasting, yada yada yada. So let's look at our spellcasting, shall we? Cantrips. At first level, you know 3 cantrips of your choice from the wizard list. Alright, so I'm going to put this actually into our character sheet so it's easier for us later to just, when we're trying to come up with spells. Spells. At first level, you have a spellbook containing 6 first level spells of your choice. Put that in there so it'll be easier for us to look at that in a little bit. Preparing spells. So, talked about this last time, but a Widower table shows you how many spell slots you have to cast spells of first level or higher. To cast one of these spells, you must expend a slot of the spell's level or higher. You regain all expended spells when you finish a long rest. You prepare the list of wizard spells that are available for you to cast. To do so, choose a number of wizard spells from your spell book equal to your intelligence modifier plus your wizard's level, minimum of 1 spot. The spell must be of a level of which you have spell slots. For example, if you are a 3rd level wizard, you have 4 first level and 2 second level spell slots. With an intelligence of 16, your list of prepared spells can include 6 spells of first or second level in any combination chosen from your spell book. If you prepare the first level spell Magic Missile, you can cast it using a first level or second level slot. Casting the spell doesn't remove it from your list of prepared spells. You can change your list of prepared spells when you finish a long rest. Preparing a new list of wizard spells requires time spent studying your spell book and memorizing the incantations and gestures you must make to cast a spell, at least a minimum 1 per minute per spell level for each spell on your list. So, it gives you a little bit more flexibility. You get to memorize a certain number of spells each day based upon your intelligence modifier plus your wizard level, and you can cast those at any time over and over and over again. You don't lose it once you spend it, basically. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to take one of these other characters here just for ease, and let's edit it here. what I'm going to do is just go in and assume we chose all of the same spells that this character has. Control C, because he's a first level wizard as well. Bio and info. So, edit. Save changes. Alright, so when we bring up our little character here, where is she? So let's assume, Val, there she is. Alright, so we memorized a cantrip, firebolt, a cantrip, light, a cantrip, minor illusion. And that would be the normal 3, but we will get an extra one based upon our being an elf. Saving spellcasting ability here is basically spell save DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence modifier. So 8 plus your proficiency, which is 2 being your first level, plus your intelligence modifier, which is 3. So it's going to give you a total of 5. If we look at our 8 plus 5 is 13. You can see here wizard. Level 1. Spell DC is 13. Max prepared every day is 4. Again, that's 1 plus our intelligence modifier of 3. So 4 is going to be our total allowance that we can memorize each day. So of all of these spells, first level and higher, Mage Armor, Thunder Wave, Magic Missile, Charm Person, Shield, and Detect Magic, we can choose 4 of these 6 to memorize. So we can say we're going to memorize Magic Missile, Charm Person, Shield, and Detect Magic. So these are the 4 I know. I could cast Magic Missile, Charm Person, Shield, and Detect Magic, and any combination of those up to twice, because we know we can cast 2 first level spells. So if I cast a Charm Person, and then later in the day I want to cast Charm Person again, I can, but then I'll be done, because I've cast my 2 first level spells for the day. Of course, you can cast as many of your cantrips as you want, and fortunately for us, because we're an elf, we get an extra cantrip, so we'll look at that here now. Let's take a look at our spell list, shall we, to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here. Of course, this is just the basic rules. There'll be a lot more, obviously, once the player's handbook comes out, but here's our cantrips. Acid Splash, Dancing Lights, Firebolt, Light, Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, Poison Spray, Prestidigitation, Ray of Frost, and Shocking Grasp. So, let's say we choose to add, because we're an elf, we get 4 cantrips. We've already chosen 3, we'll choose 1 more. We'll say Shocking Grasp. So we'll just add that. Shock, S-H, Shocking Grasp. Let's take a look at what it does. There it is. So it's 1 action, touch, instantaneous lightning springs from your hands. It's going to do 1d8 points of damage, and it can't take reactions until the start of your next turn. Yep, sounds good. So we'll just, for ease here, we'll just copy that into our spell book here. Okay, I don't want all that to be that. Come on now. I don't want that to be a header. Normal text, thank you. This I want to be a header. Nope, no. I don't think. Nope, I'm not using 1. I'm using. Sorry about that. 4-ish, and I just Shocking Grass, yada yada yada. Attack, dice roll, yada yada yada. You can put them in however you normally would put them into your program. This one actually I could. There we go. I can actually go into my character sheet and go into my spell book and actually add it and have to type it all in, but I don't want to do all that stuff just for you, just to show you guys how to make a character. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cantrips that we can cast at will, and we have 4 first level spells that we can memorize each day, and these 4 spells we can cast 2 of them, any number of, or we can cast up to 2 of them, either the same one twice or any one of them once. So it basically, anytime you cast your first level spell, it just counts against your. So first time I cast Magic Missile, I would lose one of my spell slots for first level, so I'd only have 1 left, but I would still have Magic Missile. I could then cast Magic Missile later, or any other first level spell, but that would be the last one I could cast for the day. So you see, when you go up to second level, same thing, but you've got 3 of them that you can cast each day. So more powerful, more powerful. Yes. Let's see what else we get as being a we get ritual casting. Oh yes. So one of the things I haven't even talked about is ritual casting. If we can find a nice spell that's, let's just look at our character sheet. Stop. What are you doing? Stop. We want to do. There we go. So we also have ritual casting. So it allows us to cast a spell that is a ritual with the ritual rules. So what we have to do is find one of these spells down in here. Let's see if we can find one here. Probably looking for. Let's look for. A-G-C-D-F-G-H-I. I'm looking to see if maybe identify. Yes, that's what I thought. So you will see it'll have the ritual information about it afterwards. So ritual spells. What does a ritual spell do? Glad you asked. I'm so glad you're here to ask me questions. You can cast a wizard spell that is ritual. If that spell has a ritual tag and you have that spell in your spell book, you don't need to have the spell prepared. So, basically it allows you to cast the spell as long as you know it, but you're casting it out of your book as opposed to casting it from memorizing it and using magical power. You're basically using it from reading it, memorizing it, using the incantations in your book to cast a spell, but it takes like 10 minutes to cast a spell, the ritual, not the spell, the ritual, to get the benefits from it. There's some other, I don't see any other information about it, but basically that's what it is. Let's see if it actually says. But let's look at the rest of our bonuses here. Spell focusing, we talked about earlier. There we go. Spell focusing. We can learn spells at first level or higher. Yes, we can. Arcane recovery. So yeah, for those people that were going, well, geez, you only cast 2 spells all day. That's pretty crappy. What are you talking about? Well, you do have Arcane Recovery now, which is allowing you to, when you take a short rest, to recover a spell slot that's been used up to your level. Let's look at the rule here. You've learned to regain some of your magical energies once per day. When you finish a short rest, you can choose to expand spell slots to recover. The spell slot can have a combined level that is equal to or less than half your wizard level rounded up. So for first level, you could re-get one of your first levels back. None of these slots can be higher than 6th level. If you're a 4th level wizard, you can recover up to 2 first level spells, or recover 1 2nd level spell slot, or 2 first level spell slots. Your choice. Arcane Tradition, when you reach 2nd level, we don't have to worry about that. Here's our ability score improvements: 4, 8, 12, 16, and 19. Spell Mastery, when we're at 18th level, we get masteries, signature spells, that'll all come later. And of course, we're going to choose an Arcane Tradition. We're going to basically choose a school that we are proficient in. For 1st level, none of this stuff is going to really matter. But let's say we choose Evocation. At 2nd level, when you select this school at 2nd level, the gold and time you spend to recover to copy an evocation spell in your spellbook is halved. And at 2nd level, you can create pockets of relatively safety within the effects of your evocation spells. When you cast an evocation spell that affects other creatures that you can see, you choose a number of them plus 1. Choose a number of them equal to 1 plus the spell level. The chosen creatures automatically succeed on their saving throws against the spell, and they take no damage, as if they would normally take half damage on a successful save. So you're basically, this is like the old feat of choosing people within your spells not to damage. So yeah, each one of these different schools will have different bonuses. And of course, once the player's handbook gets here, we'll have more information to share about that. So over channeling at 14th level, we don't have to worry about that as a 1st level wizard. Alright, then of course we would go in and change our background, personality, background, or height or weight. We're an elf, high elf, 4'6", roll 2d10. Let's just say we roll 2d10. 2d10. No, stop. 2d10. What do we get? We rolling 2d10. We got an 11. Really? Wow. So 4'6" plus 11 is going to be 4'6", 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 5 foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are 5'5". Pretty tall for an elf. 5'5". Our weight, again, if you're calculating this, it's going to be a 1d4. Remember, this number we rolled was was it 10 or 11? It's 11, yes. It was an 11 we rolled. Now we roll 1d4. Oops. Roll it. Here we go. We got a 3. So 3, and you're going to multiply that by 11. So take whatever you rolled here, whatever you roll here, you're going to multiply these two together. So we rolled an 11 and 3, 33. 90 and 33 is 123. So we're 123 pounds. 123 pounds. Or you can, put these numbers in yourself. Whatever you want. Background. Again, we're going to choose a background here. We're going to choose, this time we're going to choose Acolyte, wherever that one is. There it is, Acolyte. So it's going to give us bonuses, yada, yada, yada. No, that's not the one. We want to use Sage. Yeah, we were going to show you something. Sage is page 41. Alright, so you can see here, oh, wait a minute. Arcana and History is part of our Sage background. So we could choose a different one, but let's just say we want to use Sage as our background. If we go back into our skills, you will notice we already have Arcana and History is our ones we have. So, oh no, we don't want to overlap those. So what we would actually do is just change our classes. Change our class 1 from Arcana and History to wherever it is. Come on, keep going. You can do it. So we would choose maybe insight and investigation. Sure, that sounds good. Investigation, yes. Insight, yes. There we go. So there's this one's from our background. This one's from our background. This one's from our class. This one's from our class. So if they overlap, you can always go back to your class 1 and change your class feat. Or you can just choose a different background, whatever you want. Okay, now we can go back into Sage and just figure out what we wanted to do with our Sage background here. That was page 41. Yes, 41. Okay. So we can determine the number of society training. Roll a DH and choose the option from the table below. We're just going to say we are. Maybe we're professor. That's what we were. We were professor. Professor. Was that a no, that wasn't personality trait. Of course, you read the rest of the information here, and of course, personality traits. I'm just going to randomly choose some of these personality traits. Put that in there. Ideas, beauty, knowledge. There we go. Sounds like a good one. Bonds. Sure, that sounds good too. And flaws. So, of course, you wouldn't randomly do this. You would look through them and find out what best suits your kind of character you want to run. The reason you want to do this is because of the DM might be awarding inspiration based upon how you role play your character, based on your traits, ideas, bonds, and flaws. They might not. It's up to you to determine that with your DM. And of course, we gained 2 languages of our choice. Excellent. Let's choose Dragon and Halfling. Sure. Sounds good. We would get a bottle of black ink, a quill, a small knife, a dead letter, yada yada. Okay. And put that all in our. There is a little spot down here I can put all this information. Your sheet might be slightly different. Just put it in wherever you want to put it. But make sure you add all your stuff up. You're going to get your background stuff. You're going to get your class stuff, your race stuff. Here you see we got 10 pelts, or 10 gold pieces. So you might want to spend that 10 on something. Or not. It's up to you. I think we're pretty much not done. Yes. Equipment. So we have to decide. Armor. We have no proficiency in armor. None whatsoever. So anyone can put on a suit of armor and strap a shield or an arm. Only those proficient in the use know how to wear it effectively. However, your class can give you proficiency with certain type of armor. If you wear armor that you lack proficiency with, you have disadvantage on ability checks, saving throws, and attack rolls that involve strength or dexterity, and you can't cast spells. Okay, so that last part really is a bummer, because I was thinking about maybe we would just strap on some leather armor and just take disadvantage on our strength and dexterity, but can't cast spells, so no armor. No armor, no armor, no armor. Well, good thing we have our Mage Shield spell. We would definitely probably be casting this first level. Definitely want to make sure we have this one. Who isn't wearing armor, and he basically gets an armor class of 13 plus its dexterity modifier. So that's a good spell for us. Obviously. Bring us back up. So, yeah, that would be really good for us, because we would go from an armor class of 10 to an armor class of 13 plus my dexterity of 3 would be 16. So much harder to hit. Much harder to hit. Excellent. That would be a very good spell. Plus, look at that spell. Let's just look at it really quickly. Where are you, Mage Armor? There you are. It lasts for 8 hours. So, very nice. It would take, of course, one of our spells. And we only get 2. We can recover 1 spell slot point per day. But still, 8 hours is a nice long. 13 plus dex. The spell ends if the target dons on armor or you dismiss the spell as an action. Anyways, we're not going to go through the spells. We're just going through armor, and now we're going to go through weapons. So we have proficiency in lots of weapons because we're an elf, actually. So if we look at what kind of weapons we want, we're going to take a quarterstaff because we got that. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? We didn't go through the rest of those. Did we? Go back up. Go back up. No. Go back up. Yeah, so we got a quarterstaff or dagger. We got a component pouch. Oh, yeah, we did. Arcane focus. And our score. Yeah, we certainly did. Okay. Yeah, forget it. Disregard. We want to go down to the weapons again. Alright, so we get lots of different weapons for our character. Let's choose a long sword. And we're also going to choose a long bow. You can see here that our little caster, elfin wizard, with a longbow actually does plus 5 to hit with it, which is pretty reasonable. Damage dice on a longbow is... what is it? Longbow, 1d8 piercing. 1d8. Piercing. That's pretty reasonable. And even, bonus damage of plus 3. So 1d8 plus 3, he can hand his own. The only problem this guy has is the fact that he has 0 armor. But with that mage armor spell, he becomes, I wouldn't say he's going to be up in the front lines fighting or anything. I mean, you should obviously keep him in the back and protect him because he doesn't have very many hit points. He's only got 7 hit points. Compare that with the fighter we made last time who had like 10 he had 10 plus, I think he only had a con modifier of 1, so I think he had 11, so 7 hit points is not a lot. I mean, one good smack and he might be knocked out at first level, but so you want to keep him up front, but I mean, seriously, he could sit in the back and just pepper people with his bow, doing pretty good amount of damage. He's got his spells to cast. He can cast that mage armor on himself, and at least have a difficult chance for enemies to hit him. So nice, very nice. Quarterstaff, longsword. Let's see what we got here. Longsword, 1d8 slash. And quarterstaff is 1d6 bludgeoning. 1d6 and bludgeoning. Longsword, 1d8. Slashing, right? Yes. Is that what I said it was? Slashing? I'm sure it is. 1d8 slashing. 1d6 bludgeoning. Yep. Very nice. And of course we can look here. It's a versatile weapon. So, I mean, he could use it with both hands and do 1d10 damage. So we should say... put a little V there to let him know it's versatile. Quarterstaff. What's it got? Oh, it's also versatile. Look at us. Almost like we know what we're doing. Versatile. There you go. And pretty much done with this character. Yep. Again, I went a little bit slower and was talking about a bunch of stuff I wouldn't have to do. You could pretty much, once you get a character done, you can get it done in really quickly. The only, the main thing is making sure you can copy and paste all the spell information or just print out your spells. You can do it any way you want. You can just go into your class part and just put on a spell list here and just have your printouts of your different spells. Whatever works for your spells. Besides, besides making a spell list, it's pretty easy to understand what we're doing here. That's pretty much 5th edition in a nutshell. You're streamlined the process for everything. Character creations, combat, you name it. It's just streamlined. It made it very easy for people who played in the past, or even somebody who hasn't played very much in the past. If they have any kind of role-playing experience with any kind of games, it's pretty simple to understand. The modifiers are basically the numbers you're going to be using, and you're going to adjust everything based on that. And add your equipment, add your abilities, and you're ready to go. And most of the different feats are already built into your classes. What bonuses you're going to get and all that. So it's pretty streamlined, pretty easy to get into. It's not that hard. You could start making some classes now that you've seen a couple examples. And we kind of went over the character overview. If you watch these 3, pretty easy to make characters. Do your race, or do your ability scores, get all your modifiers adjusted, up, down, left, right. Choose your race, which are going to adjust these. Choose your class. Basically go through your class thing and decide which weapons you're going to be getting. Choose your backgrounds, and you're ready to go. Well, that's pretty much it. And we got a high elf wizard. There we go. And I'm done. And now I got a couple characters I can add to my little online Roll20. So, thanks so much for watching, folks. Any questions, thoughts, comments, leave them below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.